I just finished watching the first 3 episodes of Invincible, and this season feels very different. Not in a bad way, but just in a way that I did not expect whatsoever. This season, they really focused on a lot of side plots. They focused on some backstories, Nolan specifically, Omni-Man. We got a lot of side characters. We had a lot of character returns, which I honestly have a lot of mixed feelings about. I didn't 100% like it. In a weird way, it was faster and slower paced than I expected when it comes to the main plot that we are expecting following from season 3. We didn't really get much of that plot. We get glimpses of it throughout the season, but when I say it's fast-paced and slow-paced at the same time, it's fast-paced in the sense of all the side plots just are kind of back to back to back. Every single episode, we get kind of a different side plot. And that is what I mean by I had a little bit of mixed opinions about it, because I feel like they might have overdone it on the side plots. Now, I do understand that they are important for us to get kind of an insight on Mark's character and the way he's changing in his personality and how he views villains now. He views them as more threats that need to be eliminated, which is kind of out of his character, but because of all the trauma he's been through, that is now the case. We get a lot of Oliver in this season. They show us how he's been working with Mark, defeating villains. The story progression is pretty good, I believe. I think that they did give us a pretty good idea as to what direction they are going in with this season, especially Mark. And I did really like, brought up earlier, the backstory they gave us with Omni-Man. They gave us the origin to the Viltrum Empire falling, and they gave us the origin to Nolan, Omni-Man's journey to Earth, how he essentially got to Earth in the first place, why he went to Earth, and what happened to the Viltrumites for them to even be sending people out to Earth or to other planets to technically conquer. I'd say the emotional weight is already pretty high. They're giving us a very, very big emotional insight into Mark's life, and I really like that because that keeps you watching, and that's kind of what made the show not really that boring this season. Even though the first 3 episodes weren't the greatest, it still made it watchable because you're very much intrigued and you're kind of wanting to see what Mark does with each encounter with a villain. There's a lot of emotional tension. There's certain scenes where you're kind of like, damn, what is Mark about to do? You're seeing him kind of stop pulling punches.
At some point, I stopped pulling my punches.
Spoiler alert. And you're seeing him actively get angrier and angrier every single encounter with a villain. He's fed up at this point. He is completely fed up with villains. He's done with all the BS, everything that they put his family through, put him through. All of that trauma is very much building up, and it's showing so much in this season. When it comes to pacing issues, like I said, the pacing issues were mainly overdoing side plots, overdoing certain characters that we didn't really need to see. Did they play a role and a part in showing Mark's emotional problems? Yes, but I just believe that they did overdo it. I don't think we needed to see certain characters. Did they rush or maybe do things that felt a little slow? I don't think so. I think the pacing issues fall within the point I made. It's not necessarily a pacing thing. It's more so adding specific things. I don't think that the pacing really was bad by any means. It's entertaining enough to have you watching the entire time. I just think it was a bit of rinse and repeat for certain villains that were coming back that we didn't really need to see. I think I really like the tone shifts in the dialogue 100%. We go from kind of funny, laughy to just extremely dark. In 0.5 seconds, boom, Mark is losing his shit. Or he's doing something to someone, he's beating someone's face in. Like I said, I feel like it is a bit of foreshadowing for the later episodes that we are going to get this season. I'm really hoping that the final episode is a huge episode, absolute cinema. I really hope that's what we get because that's what I'm getting here. Constant foreshadowing of Mark losing his and not pulling his punches. In terms of my expectations, I did think that we were going to get a little bit more action within the first 3 episodes, maybe something more related to the main plot. I thought that they were gonna focus on the main plot more throughout the entire season. Am I disappointed? No, I'm a little bummed out, but at the same time, I still did enjoy the first 3 episodes. This season is focusing 100% on Mark's emotional shift, his trauma, and potentially bringing him and his father back. What I'm predicting is they're going to have some sort of a re-encounter, and his father is going to notice Mark's shift in personality. Could be 100% wrong, but that is kind of the direction I'm seeing this season go into. Nolan isn't fully converted over. He's still having kind of his doubts, and we see that in his encounters with Alan the alien. Nolan is questioning himself a lot, and he kind of says to himself, these are still my people. And that alone, that small little glimpse at him not being fully converted over is already enough for me to believe that there's a possibility that he could be still on that other side or contemplating and walking that fine line. Listen, I never read the comics, so I wouldn't even fully know. Could be 100% wrong. Please do not spoil in the comments. But I'm sensing this small little glimpse at Nolan still being on that side, and I do believe that there could be a moment where he snaps. What surprised me the most is obviously the final scene. They tell us why Eve is having her power issues, and at the end of the final episode, we find out why. It's gonna catch you off guard, and it's going to be a significant shift in what's coming in the future for the show and for in general. I believe they're building toward an Invincible that is going to lose it. The way I'm seeing him act is extremely scary. I understand why Cecil is really watching him, because he's scared that he'll cause a world-shattering catastrophe. Now, Mark loves humans, obviously. His whole thing is he loves humans. But I also understand why he believes that he has to neutralize all threats because of everything he's seen his family go through. I'm extremely excited for this arc that's happening with Mark, though. I'm very excited for it. I'm excited as hell for the next 3 episodes. I really hope that they shift the tone of the episodes and they finally just give us kind of more of a main plot situation. What I'm most interested in seeing is seeing the dynamic between Omni-Man, Mark, and Oliver. I think that the dynamic between all 3 of them is going to be very interesting, and I want to see what happens. Maybe they join forces. I don't know. Overall, I do think these first 3 episodes are setting something up. I don't think they're meant to be taken too seriously. It was a good way to build up for the next 3 episodes. Just expect to have some fun with these episodes. Nothing that's gonna make your head explode. I'm not fully sold on this season, right? Because we do need to give it a chance. I have a lot of faith in the writers. The animation style definitely had an upgrade. I have a lot of hope that this season is going to be a very banger season. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video. Let me know what you guys think about the season so far in the comment section. I love you guys. It's been your boy Saurus. I will see you guys on the next one. God bless. Bye bye.